desync is terrible. I really cannot play this.
Oh, it's all good. What the hell? This is Road to Top 500, where I will break down some of my Tarkov Arena fights to explain what I did right and what I did wrong as I strive to top the leaderboard. I got a couple comments saying that I was reloading too much and that I should hip fire more, and that certainly helped. Just a heads up, somewhere in the video, I'm not going to tell you where, there's going to be text that flashes on the screen for a second. Read the instructions, you'll get a prize, I promise. So this first clip, I'd have probably what you would call in chess a mistake and then a clear blunder. I'm going to let this play out real quick one time, and then I'm going to commentate through it. All right, so the mistake, I feel, instead of suppressing with these extra few bullets here and reloading, with hindsight, I feel like the better move would have been to push forward with my partial magazine. Because clearly, the guy I was fighting, he wasn't even thinking about me anymore. Now my blunder here was, as soon as I start shooting this guy, I started holding down the W key. I wasn't even thinking. I was just holding it down because, oh, bad guy that way. And what happened? His teammate here to the left strafed into the sandbags, and he killed me. Now, if I was standing back here, and I just killed him from this position, the guy from the sandbags would have had to reposition, even if only slightly, to kill me. I feel like I could have pulled off this 1v2 if I would have just held my ground, killed that dude, maybe ran away, maybe used my cover to reload, but instead I made a stupid decision. I subconsciously held down W. Oh, I'm going towards the bad guy. I'm killing him. And it got me shot in the face by his buddy there. All right, I have another short clip here, and this really showcases one of the key concepts I've been trying to integrate into my gameplay recently, which is taking off angles and weird peaks to try to catch people off guard as they're strafing and trying to clear new areas. So I'll just let this speak for itself. So because I'm standing on the ramp here, that guy just literally does not see my head at all. It gives me the chance to fire the first round, despite him having peeker's advantage, before he even processes where I am on his screen. And then I win only taking one shot to the arm. It went through my arm and hit my chest. Even if he would have hit me another time, I still probably would have been alive. This clip was probably the highlight of my entire day. This was a 1 versus 3. I just planted the bomb before this clip started. Once again, I didn't pre-fire enough. However, it helped me kill that guy because I knew my crosshair was exactly where it needed to be to just hit fire and kill that guy. At this point, I'm trying to play conservative. I'm trying to use the cover that I have around the bomb site. I know the bomb is in the middle. There is no way they can defuse it without me being able to peek them. I'm trying to not give up too much space, but give up just enough space to not get immediately ran over by both people. I got a little lucky here that this guy was a potato.
Holy shit.
And then at this point, I had no idea what kit the guy had that I was fighting. I had no idea anything about him. All I knew is that in 13 seconds, my team was going to win.
Already.
You win.
And even though it doesn't count, I did still go ahead and get this guy. All right, this is a little bit more of a drawn out fight. I'm just going to go ahead and let it play. All right, so the reason why I'm taking this angle is because it's much less of an exposed way for me to peek this doorway. The reason why I'm taking this long of an angle is because, one, I know that nobody is going to be coming around the left. I was able to use audio cues to gauge where the defending side was going to execute their retake from. And also, this was a very tight way for me to be out of the way. There's a few objects in front of me. There's the orange propane tank there, and there's a bunch of angles to the left of that from the bad guy's perspective. And then there's also this box in front of me I'm using as my right-hand peek. So there's just a lot going on from their perspective. And if he just peeks this, unless he knows to look exactly where I am, he's going to overlook me for all the other closer angles. Even on the other side of this door right here, there's boxes and stuff that people more commonly stand on. Like I just demonstrated here. I didn't kill him. However, I'm still alive, and I definitely hurt him. I went for the repeak here. It was a slight variation. I wasn't as far back as that. I was a little bit closer forwards, and it was just enough to get the drop on these guys. They just were not paying attention at all. He was just sprinting it anyways. I probably would have killed him anyways. I was out of ammo here, but it didn't matter. The other guy was a potato. All right, these last two clips are probably the most entertaining of the clips today. I went ahead and saved them for the end for those of you who stuck around as a little treat. Something I learned is you can make it all the way up here before they can peek. One's VIP. So I see the laser, I hear them, I know exactly where they are. I hear the grenade get pulled. I go ahead and I take the left shoulder peek. I catch the first guy completely off guard. The second guy, I wasn't quite able to get him. I pre-fired a little more just to try to suppress him, at least keep his head behind cover a little bit longer while my team repositions. I see that my teammate just died, so I might be getting pushed from the escalator angle. So at this point, I'm just waiting to get information from either my ears in game or my friend on Discord. Peeker's advantage, I go ahead and I take out the guy in VIP. By having my gun on my right shoulder, I had the accuracy to just immediately headshot that guy, so we were good to go. Here I see the guy, but I'm not aimed properly. I had no audio cues that there was a guy right there, at least not that I could discern. I was assuming that there'd be a person on the escalator. This is why pre-aiming is so important, because as you'll see here, I just completely whiff. I see a second guy, I go ahead and I continue shooting as I make my way to cover. And then I reset the fight as before. I have teammates out here to help cover the doorway.
Okay.
And I'm topping off. I go ahead, I pre-fire as I come around the corner. I'll run that back one more time.
Okay.
And it secures the kill. And at this point, my teammates finish everyone up. And we win the round. This final clip is the move that you most often see in compilations. Typically at the start of the compilation as they're trying to grab your attention. You have to have very fast decision making to make this work. I'm going to go ahead and break down how I hit this clip. So I'm doing hip fire only this round, trying to work on my point firing, and I completely just whiff the shit out of that guy. I just completely miss. At this point, I decide I'm going to move to cover. At the last point I saw that guy, he was running to cover. I know I hit him at least once, so I was assuming that maybe I'd have a chance to reposition before he repeaks me. However, this is why you always free look when you're making this move. I see that he decided to hard commit. He is way out in the open. He caught me off guard. At this point, the only thing I can do is try to dodge and weave my way to this car in front of me and then deeper into the wall to get to my cover. So that's exactly what I do. I jump and I point my mouse down to get out the way. Doing that maneuver, you can literally see his tracer rounds across my screen, and you can see how lit up I just got up in the top left. The only reason why I'm alive right now is because I did that little maneuver. And at this point, I am able to get my gun up. It is my turn to do the shooting. He just completely mag dunked, and I clean him up. I'm going to go ahead and run this by one more time. Thank you for sticking around for another episode of Road to 500. I know yesterday I promised I'd only have 3 clips, however, I had so many interesting little things that happened to me today that I went ahead and put them all together here. I did pretty terrible, like I said earlier. With the desync, I had about 3 games where my teammates were just disconnecting, and then I just couldn't keep up with everyone today. Tomorrow will be a lot better, and if you missed it, there was text on the screen. I'm not going to tell you when. If you go back and pause, read the text, follow the directions, you'll get a little prize. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you tomorrow.